In this video, we're going to look at the concept of atoms. Now, after going through this video, I guarantee you that you will understand the concept of atoms. To ensure you stay at the very end of this video, because this is the foundation of chemistry. Right? If you understand this basis, you will not struggle with chemistry in the long run. So having known that, let's go into the details of the video. All right, now let me basically draw the structure of an atom. Let me draw an atom. Okay, now, so what is an atom? Basically, now an atom can be defined as the smallest particle of an element that can take part in chemical reaction. Now, atoms have subparticles known as the protons. All right, so we have the proton, we have the neutron, and we have the electron. Okay, now the protons and the neutrons are found within the nucleus of the atom. All right, so this is where you find the proton and the neutron, whereas the electrons, they revolve around the shell of an atom. So we call this the shell of an atom. All right, so this is also the shell. So the electrons revolve around the shell of an atom. So these are electrons. Okay, note again that the proton is positively charged. Proton equals to is positively charged, whereas the electron is negatively charged, whereas the neutron has no charge. Okay, now let's look at the difference between a neutral atom and a charged atom, that's an ion. Okay, now note that in a neutral atom, all right, the number of protons, let me wipe some parts. In a neutral atom, all right, so the number of protons equals number of what? Electron. Okay, whereas in a charged atom, that's in an ion, all right, an ion is simply an atom that possesses an electric charge. All right, in a charged atom or an ion, while the number of protons is not equal to the number of electron. All right, so take note of the difference between a charged atom and a neutral atom. Okay, now examples of charged atom would be your chlorine ion, your potassium ion, sodium ion. So once you see all these plus negative signs on the element, you know that this is what a charged atom or an ion. All right, whereas when you see an atom or an element, something like just sodium, chlorine, without a charge or this positive or negative sign on such an element, know that is a neutral atom. Okay, so having known this, let's look at the concept of atomic number and mass number, the difference between atomic number and mass number. So let's wipe this. Okay, now let's look at what's an atomic number. Okay, this is M. All right, now atomic number is simply the number of protons in the nucleus of an atom of an element. All right, so atomic number equals what? Proton number. So either you call it atomic number or you call it what? Proton number. So take note of this. Whereas the mass number, let's look at the idea behind mass number. Mass number is the total number of proton and neutron in the nucleus of an atom of an element. All right, so mass number, proton plus what? Neutron. Alright, so in a question, you might be given an element and you have to find the neutron. You'll be given the mass number and the proton number. So all you have to do is to subtract the proton from the mass number, you get what? The neutron. Alright, so it's as simple as that. Now let's look at how to represent elements or how to represent an atom, a typical symbol of an atom. Now, an atom generally can be represented like this. Okay, let's say this is a typical atom. This is an unknown atom. So this place, well, let me position this way. Okay, so let's say this is a typical atom. Now, this is where you see the mass number. Alright, this is how. Whereas this is where you see the proton number or the atomic number. Okay, so take note of this. A typical example is, let's say we are using sodium. Alright, so sodium, this is the mass number 23. This is the atomic number or proton number 11. Okay, so take note of this, guys. Very, very important. Alright, now this is basically what you have to know about the structure of an atom. An atom is the smallest particle of an element that can take part in chemical reaction. Atoms are made up of subparticles, which are the proton, the electron, and the neutron. Alright, the proton is positively charged, the electron is negatively charged, whereas the neutron is neutral, it has no charge. Now, in a neutral atom, the proton number equals the electron number. In a charged atom, that's the ion, the proton number is not equal to the electron number. Okay, and again, atomic number is the same thing as the proton number. Mass number equals proton number plus neutron number. Alright, so these are the basics of an atom. And let me give you a chemistry practice question on this concept of an atom so that you will know if you have understood this topic. Alright, so let's look at the practice question on this. Okay guys, let's look at the chemistry practice question, and it says an atom of nitrogen has an atomic number of 7 and a mass number of 14. Give the number of electrons, protons, and neutrons in the atom. So feel free to pause this video and see if you can figure this out. Okay, let's do it together. So basically, this is a very, very simple question. Let's use a chemical symbol for this element or this atom. So we have nitrogen here. So this is nitrogen. So we have the mass number. So the mass number will be here, 14, and we have the atomic number, 7. So it has to find the proton, electron, and the neutron. Alright, so the proton, the number of protons will be, okay, proton equals what? Atomic number will be 7, and number of electrons will also be what? 7, because this is what? A neutral atom, and the number of neutrons will be, subtract this proton number from the mass number, that it will be 14 minus 7, which will still give what? 7. Alright, so this will be the answer to this question. Now, what if we are given, let's say, a charged atom or an ion? Let's say this question, the question came like this: an ion of, let's say, sodium. That means the elements will have something like this. We have this charge. Now I have to find the protons, the electrons, and the neutrons. Now in this kind of question, the atomic number of sodium is 11. The mass number is what? 23. Alright, that means in this kind of question, the number of protons in sodium will be 11. The number of electrons in sodium will not be 11. Alright, take note guys, it will not be 11. Now, number of protons in sodium will be 10. Alright, because this sodium, this plus sign shows that sodium is giving us 1 electron, is releasing or donates 1 electron. Okay, whereas the number of neutrons for sodium will be, when you subtract 11 from 23, so it will be 23 minus 11. So when you punch it, you're going to have it to be 12. So this will be the number of neutrons in this atom, in this charged atom. Alright, so take notes of this. Okay, now plus sign or a positively charged atom means that that atom is giving out electron. Alright, whereas a negatively charged atom shows that the atom is receiving what? Electron. For instance, if you have something like, let's use a negatively charged atom now. A typical example is our, let's use chlorine ion. Alright, if you ask to find the number of protons now, proton, that's atomic number of chlorine is 17. Alright, the mass number of chlorine is 35. I think 0.5 thereabouts. Okay, so in this kind of situation, the number of protons for chlorine ion, that's the atomic number, it was 17. Alright, this time around, the number of electrons in chlorine ion will not be 17 because this is a charged atom. Since chlorine is negatively charged, that means it's receiving 1 electron. Okay, so it will be what? 17 plus 1, it will receive, that's 18. Whereas the number of neutrons, when you subtract 17 from 35.5 minus 17, alright, so you're going to have it to be 18.5. So this would be the number of neutrons for chlorine or ion. Alright, so when you have, for instance, this charged atom, when you have something like calcium ion, now these 2 plus means that calcium is giving out 2 electrons, whereas in this sodium ion means that sodium is giving out 1 electron. So in that order. Okay, so this is basically how you can do problems involving atoms, the structure of an atom for chemistry exam. Hope there's something interesting from this video. So let's call it a class here. Now, if you are new to the channel, ensure you check the description of this video. You will see link to our Telegram channel. Click on it and join the Telegram channel for instant notifications. Also, ensure that you subscribe to this channel by hitting the subscribe button. More videos like this, like, share, and comment on this video. Tell me how you feel from what I learned from this class. If you seem to have any specific question to ask regarding this topic for chemistry, feel free to leave your question in the comment section below and I'll be sure to give you a response. Now click on the end screen above and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.